where we last left off in the Britney Spears saga. Sorry. It's just all of this craziness is starting to feel like a TV show. It's starting to feel like a soap opera. On the last episode of What in the Hell is Wrong with Britney Spears, it was revealed that her new boyfriend has 9 kids that he's not taking care of. But yeah, last time we talked about Britney, it had been revealed that her new boyfriend, Paul, has 9 children, at least 9 children. I think it may be 10 now. I don't know, I kind of lost count. I only have 9 whole fingers. But anyways, so allegedly this guy has a ton of kids, at least 3 baby mamas that we know of, and maybe more. Doesn't pay child support. He's a deadbeat. He literally left his baby mama and a bunch of kids. He left them high and dry to go mess with Britney. Basically, ran off on the baby mama and everything. Got a job at Britney's house. Next thing he knew, he started banging Britney, left the family behind like they don't even exist. Now, I discussed this in my last video. We know for a fact that this dude is way behind on child support. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's here with Britney trying to get Britney to pay his past due child support. As you know, her fans, they all complain that Britney has to pay for her own kids, despite the fact that she doesn't really help raise them at all. You know what I mean? So everyone's been complaining that Britney is paying child support for her own kids, but no one seems to care that Britney's with this dude that has 9 kids that he hasn't paid for. And like I said, you know, I believe that eventually he's going to try to get Britney to pay for this child support and to take care of his kids. Now, some people thought that was just too far-fetched. Well, this is how these things work out. All you got to do, all right? When I say something, I'm capable of being wrong. I'm wrong all the time. I'm usually right when I say something on YouTube. I kind of have a good track record, especially when it comes to like the Britney Spears type of stuff. So if something seems far-fetched that I say in the moment, give it a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks at the most, and it may happen. So Britney, as she always does, she was going on one of her little rants on Instagram, talking about how she doesn't have an old man in her life, despite having a father and a grandfather or whatever. But that's not what we're really here to talk about. We're here to talk about the fact that in this post, she says that the last 2 boyfriends she had, her last 2 exes, the last 2 people she dated, she claims that they would give her lists, entire list of items that they wanted her to buy for their kids. Now, let's really think this out here. Last 2 people she dated, I mean, she was married to Sam. Sam doesn't have any kids. Now, we know this Paul guy has 9, maybe 10. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, this is very interesting. Because even till this day, Britney Spears and Britney's team, they claim that Britney's not with Paul. That Paul is an ex and they dated each other. They saw each other for a little while, a little ways back, basically, right? But the only problem is the timelines aren't adding up. For Paul to be an ex-boyfriend that Britney dated a while back, that would have to mean that she was literally dating this dude while she was seeing Sam. Now, we know for a fact that she was screwing him while she was married to Sam because Sam said that he caught her in a compromising position with this dude on a security cam at their house. Imagine that. You're kind of with this crazy woman for charity. You're kind of trying to boost your career. Meantime, she's at home, like, screwing the janitors. Lord, it's a crazy world that we live in, but, you know, that's to be expected from trashy people like Britney Spears has proven herself to be. But anyways, even till this day, even though we got the photos that came out of her kicking her windshield in with Paul driving the car, even though we got hella photos of Paul driving her around LA, even though we know that she was with Paul when they got into that fight and she had that meltdown and broke her foot or hurt her ankle or whatever the hell happened. We know for a fact that she's with Paul, but they're still maintaining the lie that Paul is this ex, right? Well, it's clear as day that when she's talking about people giving her a list of items to buy for their kids, that she's obviously talking about Paul. Now, I think the two of them are still messing with each other, but Britney Spears is one of those people that has their ups and downs. She's got to be a wild person to deal with, and she likes to air out her grievances and drama online. So she's basically taking jabs at her current boyfriend right here, or at least the current dude that she's entangled with. She's taking jabs at him. And as you can see, basically revealing everything that I said in my last video. You know, oh, here she is, or here he is trying to get her to pay for his kids. Oh, here's a list of all the toys and stuff my kids want, Britney. Now, when I look at this, I think it's kind of funny because it's like, it's like in some ways, this Paul dude is like taking one for the team. In a sleazy way, yes, but he's like, hey, baby mama, just freaking chill out. I'm doing what I gotta do, okay? I'm doing what I gotta do to provide for my kids. Plunging the toilets at Britney's house, it was bringing in a little bit of money, but it wasn't bringing in enough to support 9 kids. I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta take one for the team. I gotta go in here and allow Britney to spin around in circles naked and do whatever she wants. And listen, I'm going to just give me a list of everything the kids need. I'm going to take it to Britney. I'm going to finesse her. I'm going to talk her into buying all of this stuff. Britney's basically my psychotic celebrity sugar mama. That's basically what's going on here. Britney Spears is a psychotic sugar mama. And it's weird because in many ways, and it really just hit me just now. I've thought about it before, but in many ways, Britney is really like the creepy old dudes in Hollywood that kind of throw around their money in exchange for sex and for companionship. That's what Britney's doing. She's throwing around her clout, getting random hobos off the street that were cleaning her toilets to start banging her whenever she's feeling like a nympho, which is pretty often because, you know, people in her mental state, they get really, really, you know, it's like a dog in heat, the way Britney acts sometimes. So it's like we could look at Paul like a sleazeball, but at the same time, I feel like Britney kind of uses these dudes. And she definitely has a type. She doesn't want a classy dude. She wants a trashy dude. That's what she likes. And if that's what she likes, that's what Britney's going to get. And she's obviously getting it. But let's not sit here and ignore the fact that it always seems like Britney Spears is a homewrecker. How many times have we heard of Britney Spears getting in a relationship with a dude that's already in a relationship with another woman with kids? And one of Paul's kids, I believe, maybe just turned 1 or is about to turn 1. So he has a kid that hasn't even been on Earth for an entire year, basically, with this other woman. And Britney swooped in and stole him. You know what I mean? So we could always look at these guys who date Britney and we look at them in this negative light. And I'm not here to tell you Paul's a good person. But at this point, how many relationships have we seen? I mean, Britney's obviously the problem, right? Obviously the problem. But the whole entire point of this video was basically just to put it on Front Street that my suspicions are correct, that a lot of your suspicions are correct, that this Paul dude has swooped right into Britney's life and is kind of finessing her into taking care of his 9 kids while she's not taking care of her own. And that's really sad. But you let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next video.